The fact is that Venezuela is arguably the single greatest resource of oil and minerals on the planet. So, why is this country in the midst of one of the greatest humanitarian crises in modern history?
A lot of folks online deeming that clip of John Krasinski playing Jack Ryan as prophetic. It's from the second season of the Amazon Prime TV show Jack Ryan, and this was 5 or 6 years before the weekend's activities where the U.S. went in and snatched Mádoro. The series co-creator, Carlton Cuse, was asked about the prophetic nature of it all, and he told Deadline, quote, "The season came from our desire to tell a fictional story about the forces at play, not from imagining an outcome. What always surprises you as a storyteller is how often real-world events catch up to fiction. The goal of that season wasn't prophecy, it was plausibility." And in fact, the Jack Ryan series, started by author Tom Clancy in 1984, is rooted in plausibility. It's rooted in potentially real-world threats that could actually happen. The Jack Ryan series is different from, say, the James Bond series or the Mission Impossible series that way. Just as Clancy wrote about a fictitious plot to crash a plane into Congress in a 1994 book called Debt of Honor, which the 9/11 hijackers attempted to actually do 7 years later, there's no connection other than this is the reality that we're all in, and both the Jack Ryan series and reality play off of that. So it's not really truth following fiction. It's truth following fiction following truth. Because Venezuela, an unstable socialist country with boundless resources, existed 10 years ago, before this Jack Ryan series and before what happened over the weekend. The fiction and the nonfiction came after that plausible reality.
They took our oil away from us. They took the infrastructure away. And all that infrastructure is rotted and decayed. And the oil companies are going to go in and rebuild it.
Trump has been obsessed with oil for a long time. Think Greenland, making Canada the 51st state, attacking OPEC countries, drill, baby, drill.
Drill, 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 baby, drill.
All of that has to do with oil, and so Trump is really committed to that, so committed that they went into Venezuela and captured the president of the country. It was extraordinary, and so now Trump has to make good on this promise. Can he do that is an active question. There's two problems with what Trump is saying. The first is that oil is really cheap. It's under $60 a barrel right now, which basically makes it unprofitable for American oil companies to go in and spend the tens of billions of dollars that they would need to rebuild Venezuela's infrastructure. The other thing is that oil is historically oversupplied right now. There is just so much oil, so much in fact, that American oil companies don't even want to drill in the United States, let alone take on the risk to go into Venezuela. So, is Trump right? Can we go into Venezuela and just take all that oil back that was taken from previous regimes? Maybe. It's going to be a long time before any of that happens.
Gunfire broke out overnight close to the presidential palace in Venezuela's capital, Caracas. CNN has verified videos posted on social media where you can see anti-aircraft fire over the city. Officials say it looks like this all started because of a miscommunication between security groups operating near the presidential palace. In one of the videos CNN reviewed, someone can be heard saying a drone spotted in the area was fired upon by members of the Miraflores police and palace security. The White House told CNN it is watching the situation, but noted, quote, the U.S. is not involved.
President Trump not ruling out a second military incursion into Venezuela, warning the acting president, Delsey Rodriguez, that if she stops cooperating with the United States, quote, we're prepared to do it. We anticipated doing it, actually. Trump then threatening the neighboring country of Colombia that it may be next. And it comes as the Colombian president, Gustavo Petro, taunts Trump to, quote, come get me. I'm waiting for you. Well, David Culver is there, out front on the border of Colombia and Venezuela.
Let's get in here. Got it?
This is the show of force Colombian commanders want the world, and perhaps mostly Washington, to witness.
And so here it is now evening, going into late in the night, and we're about to see some of the many patrols that have sprawled out across the 1,300 plus miles of border between Colombia and Venezuela.
The government says it's now deployed some 30,000 Colombian troops to its eastern border.
Military commanders stress that their priority is security and stability more than anything else. It may look like an escalation, but they say this is about being prepared for whatever situation might unfold. But you can't look past the timing. And that is all of this happening as scrutiny from Washington intensifies.
At all hours, the Colombian military increasingly present here.
What is the priority right now?
Pushing back on claims from the Trump administration that they're not doing enough to stop criminal organizations and drugs from crossing the border.
El despliegue de tropas para garantizar la soberanía del territorio.
Adamant they're focused on guaranteeing and defending Colombia's sovereignty and primarily its citizens.
La defensa del territorio y en especial la defensa de los colombianos.
You can see steady traffic coming in from Venezuela into Colombia. This is the Simón Bolívar Bridge. Takes you right into Venezuela.
Or out of Venezuela, in Maria's case, if only for a couple of hours.
Vinieron desde Venezuela.
She's got a doctor's appointment in Colombia.
¿Cómo es la situación?
Solo.
Está bien, tranquilo. She says everything's calm.
She's among those still living in Venezuela, willing to tell us on camera she's happier with Maduro gone.
Y ahí después cuando se subió Maduro la presidencia, todo para abajo.
She says as soon as Maduro became president, everything just went downhill from there. So she's hoping it can revert back to the way it was, as she says, before.
In a seemingly forgotten, tucked-away mountain community here in Cúcuta, Colombia, many we meet dream bigger for Venezuela's future.
And this is a community that's basically a migrant settlement.
Yo creo que hay más venezolanos aquí que colombianos.
She thinks there are more Venezuelans in this community than Colombians. Mind you, we're in Colombia.
O sea, en ese sector, lo que es el barrio de las Delicias.
This family left Venezuela 2 years ago, intentionally keeping close to their homeland.
Do you want to go back?
Sí. Yeah. Me encantaría volver a Venezuela.
She would love to go back.
And yet, before returning, she, like most here, want to see lasting changes take shape.
Do you think the U.S. can change things in Venezuela?
No todo como tal, pero sí. Yo creo que podría ser una mejor Venezuela.
She does think the U.S. actually can contribute, not to do everything, but to at least make a better Venezuela as she sees it.